Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chess Files. Today we are at the next topic, that is how to prepare before tournaments, and today I have got a very interesting endgame position which we are going to use for calculation of variations. Okay, so in this position the objective is to calculate all that you can and then compare with the lines which I am showing you. So this is white to play and win. You can start doing the exercise and you can write down all the variations that you saw, then you can compare with the solution. The position is bit complex and there is lot to see for both sides. Firstly, you should note that there is no point in playing a takes b5. A takes b5 is an outright blunder because after c takes b5, black will have an outside passer. After kc3, a4 takes, see it's game over. King b4, kd4, ka4. And the black king c reaches the g3 pawn and it will win all the three pivots and black wins. And another point here, the move like kc3, okay, that can also not help at all because just b takes say c5. At the very least we can see black has a draw. As an elimination method we cannot calculate and leave this line because white cannot win here, but for sake of practice of our calculation you will note that it is black who is having a better play after kd3, kd5. See, the problem is after ke3, kc4 loses very easily. There is the problem in the line king c3, ke4. Some intense pawn race happens. Let's say after kc4, kf3, kb5, kg3, ka5. What would you do here as black? It looks like black has both options, like h4 and f4 both can be taken. Remember always, whenever a pawn is promoting to queen, the opponent's h pawn covers the mutual queening square. So like a8 and h1 are the important squares. So it's safer for black to take f4 because white will queen first in many cases. So king f4 and after kb6, again there is choice of two kinds of play for black. Of course, you must have noted now the race of pawn with kg4 will give way better chance to black. After c kg4, a5, pawns queen, a8 and f1, and black can have chance of winning h4. But black can also play g5, hg, kg5. Here the chance is bit lesser because a5, f4, a6, f3, a7, f2, a8, f1, queen. Same position we would have had with g6 and h4 pawns. Means I think that black's chance would have been better. This is more closer to a draw, but here also white is the one who has to struggle. So of course, if white to play and win, many will say we will not venture into the line kc3. That is what I did while solving. But as a calculation exercise, I like to see all these things. So now the only choice left is some kind of pawn breakthrough here, which happens with the move b4. But let me keep the move b4. For many, see, it is a very strange decision. We are sacrificing either of the pawns, but see, we will win back one of them or we will get a passer. Like ab4 we have a5, ba4 we have ba5. And now see, we have to see three lines here basically. A takes b4, b takes a4, and the very interesting c5. c5 will keep it for last because once you understand these two lines, you can easily make a decision because c5 looks complex, but it is in fact easier. So let's get down with the move. B takes a4 first, b takes a5. We see that a3 will not help here. a3 and just kc2 safer than kc3 because c5 will then trouble white with cd4 check. That is why a3 kc2, we will come to that nuance later. So let's say c5. This is very similar to that line. a6. Now see c4 check, kc2 same similar point, and now see kc6 d5 check. So we wanted this kind of position only. In the other line black would have had pawn on a3 and see here the pawn still is on c4. Even if they are on a3 and c4 or a4 and c4 like here in both cases, see black is gone. kb6 d6 and now whatever is done the pawn queens. Thus here c5 is losing. Any other option like say kd6, you can see that white just goes kc4, collects a4 without giving a5. That is also winning. Means the main move has to be see a takes b4 and it's a very critical one. After a takes b4, you must have noted it's absolutely necessary to play a5 because see AB5, CB5 is losing for white. And now see what happens. Many players they think that here C5 is forced or B3 is forced. But I must tell you now only if you are still calculating, there is a third possibility. Do check it out, and that is the main line. After C5, same play, A6, C4 check, KC2, KC6, D5 check, KB6, D6, B3 check won't help, just KB2, and C, B4, D7 or A7, both win, KC7, A7, and the white pawn will win. Let's look at B3 now. After B3 to C, just we can do KC3 this time. C5 can be met by D takes C5. So see KD6, now the king is heading to the A pawn, but he is very slow here. KB3, KC7, KB4, KB7. Just we can do KC5 like the game position, but otherwise see brilliant move D5. The point is that after D5, CD, KB5, and this time see the tables have turned as compared to our first line. A pawn will be given up for the D pawn and the white king heads to G6 and wins. We will come to a very similar position soon. And here as I said the move KC5, KA6, KC6, KA5, D5 also wins because white queens in 3 moves, black queens in 4 and white queen will come up with check first. See B4, D6, B3, D7, B2, D8 queens and white queens. So I think you must have understood by now black has the only move KD6, and still if you have not calculated, definitely pause the video and try to think for 2 to 3 minutes. There is a long race of pawn. Check it properly. It will be really fun and worth doing it. See KC2, KC7, KB3, KB7. Black tries to put white in zugzwang after KB4, K6. Point is that the A5 pawn is lost and see D5 doesn't help anymore. C takes D5 is there. So see KC5 forced, K5, KC6. And see this time the same race of pawn, but black is winning first. Can white still win? Let's see. B4, D5, B3, D6, B2, D7, B1, D8, queen check. K4 force. If king goes to A6, then see queen A8 mates. And after K4, queen A8 check, KB3, queen check, king moves, queen takes, king takes. And see the resulting pawn and again very easily winning for white. But I will show you an interesting position here which you must remember. KD5, KC2, KE5, KD3, KF6, KE3, K takes G6 and white wins F5 at his will here. But do note that this position, even if it is black's move and black gets to play C KG3, do note that after KG5 here, white will still win. Or if it is this position and black to play, black gets KG4 here, then black will win. This is a very important position with blocked pawns. But here see after just KF3, KF5, KG3, KG5, you can make out the F pawn would queen and white will win. So we checked out all the lines apart from the move C5. So if B4, C5, then see just B takes A5. You must have understood by now. B4 just allows A6. So B takes A4. Similar position we got now. A6, A3, A7 loses. So C4 check. King C2 and C KC6 D5. This was like the first variation and C white wins. Indeed, it's a very tricky endgame, but I feel it's an excellent one for calculation of variations. 1 week or so before the tournament, one should start practicing these kind of positions. They are very, very helpful for improving one's confidence. I hope you will find this lesson useful and instructive. Do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.